Hello everyone and welcome back to this next lecture. So this is where we were in the last lecture where we had compiled the two projects. So Bitfield as usual produced a few errors and we figured out how to fix those errors. Again, all there is to fixing errors when it comes to compiling Bitfield projects is to search for whatever symbols that are missing, find out where the symbols have been defined and add those source files to your project. So now that we are done with this, it is now time to execute our projects. So with this, I'm going to bring the microcontroller into the video. So with this, you can now see the microcontroller in the video. The connections are exactly the same as it were in the previous section. So absolutely nothing has changed. We have exactly the same three LEDs connected to exactly the same three GPIO pins, and those same GPIO pins are the ones that we are toggling in this particular project. So with this, let's get started. So first I will go over to my CPU1 and I will go into debug project. So as usual, I will select CPU1 and click OK. So with this, you can now see that CPU1 is in halted state. So you will see the red dot here, which shows that the program has been loaded, and this is now in a halted state with the program in memory. So now to get started, all I'm going to do, click on it and click on the continue button. And you can now see LEDs have started glowing. So you can clearly see that the red LED is glowing at a much faster rate than the blue LED, and that is simply because we have chosen a 1 second delay for GPIO 22 and a 2 second delay for GPIO 97. So the red LED is connected to GPIO 22 and the blue LED is connected to GPIO 97. So now it's time to connect CPU2 and load the program. So as usual, there is a sequence. First, we must go and connect the target. So we have to go and wait for it to move into a halted state. So again, you will see there is no red dot here, which indicates that it is in standby mode without any program loaded into the memory. So for that, we go into run and we go to load and we say load program. And here I will browse. Make sure you go into CPU2 Bitfield because by default it is in CPU1 driver lib, which is what was executed in the debug in the previous time. So here we'll have to go into the RAM folder, CPU2 RAM, and now we have to look for .out. So you will see a much larger number of files here, and that is because we have all these source files that we have compiled, but you see this is the .out file and this is the same name as that of the project. So I'm going to click on open and click on OK. And now you see a red dot has appeared, and you will see here too it has highlighted the very first statement in the function, in the main function, which means now the program is loaded and it is ready to execute. So I'm going to click on it and click on the continue button. And now you will see that the white LED is also glowing, and it is now much faster than all three LEDs. And the reason for that is because we have configured CPU timer 1 in CPU 2 with a 0.5 second time delay, and that is very clearly visible here. So with this, we now have a working timer project, which means that we have configured our interrupts. We are now running interrupt service routines. We have configured our timers to execute those interrupts at correct time intervals, and also we are performing all the correct cleanup actions so that all the interrupts continue one after the other. That is, there is no stoppage in the interrupts and there is no break in the interrupts. So this clearly shows that we now have a continuous running timer, and we are able to service our interrupts with respect to this continuous running timer. So I'm going to stop the microcontroller video. And with this, we have also come to the end of this particular video. So this is a very long series of videos related to developing the code and also finally executing it. I felt all this was necessary because it is quite tricky sometimes to get started with interrupt service routines and all the other things, which is why I took my time with it. But I hope this was a good experience for you, and I hope you are also able to get exactly the same results that I did. If anything didn't work or you faced any other issues, please post in the Q&A forum and I'll be happy to help you. Otherwise, I will see you in the next lecture where I will conclude on this section. Thank you so much for listening and see you soon. Goodbye for now.